What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be taking a closer look at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's world title fight at heavyweight between two titans in the UK, between the world champion Fabio Wardley and the challenger Daniel Dubois. Guys, before we continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? And one more thing, pinned in the comment section below is a link to become a JSB Insider. It's a couple bucks a month. You can either join here on YouTube or join on Patreon. Whichever one you choose, you gain access to our world famous Johnny Says Boxing professional betting Discord. Click that link to find out more. If you've been paying attention, we've been covering fights all week, all throughout the world. We do have Australia that starts in less than 8 hours. If you're watching this right after I uploaded this, we have fights in Japan today as well. We have a Pro Box card. In this video, though, we're going to be talking about the big boys, the baddest men on the planet, the heavyweights in the UK. Manchester, England is the location. The world champion, Fabio Wardley, puts his belt on the line against a former world champion, Daniel Dubois. So in this video, what we're going to do is break down both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you where to put your money. This was a fun one to break down. If you've been following along on the channel the last few years, you know who these guys are. At one time, Daniel Dubois was the baddest man on the planet. He's been a champion before. He's lost his belts, and he's trying to become a champion again. 2020 was the first time we saw him lose. Since 2020, he's fought 9 times. He's 6-3. He got stopped in 2020 against Joe Joyce, won a few fights in a row, fought Usyk, got stopped, won a few fights in a row, fought Usyk, got stopped. So this kind of what his career has turned into. If his last name isn't Usyk, his opponents usually fall. This guy is a technical, big puncher. He does a lot of things really well. He has extreme power in his hands. They don't call him dynamite for no reason. This guy has the type of power that could end fights on the spot, that could change the trajectory of a fight with one punch. The knock on Dubois historically since 2020, since I spoke about this, is when you're a front-running guy, when you're knocking everybody out, when you're undefeated, everything is going right. When we go through our first loss, when you see a fighter or your favorite fighter gets beat for the first time, maybe gets knocked out for the first time, questions will then arise, and these questions have stayed with Dubois since that Joyce knockout, since that first knockout to Usyk, and more recently, his last loss to Usyk. Where's his mind at? Can he come back from the dead? Is he one of these heavyweights that could only look great when things are going well, and when he's down, it's hard for him to psychologically overcome his demons? Well, in his opponent, Fabio Wardley, it's almost like the opposite. We've seen Fabio Wardley time and time again look kind of average, look kind of mediocre, be down on the cards, losing every moment of every exchange against Justis Huni, and boom, just like that, Fabio Wardley has fight-changing power. Fabio Wardley believes in his chances every time, every moment throughout the fight, no matter how much he's down. This is an undefeated guy. He has 1 draw. In his first pro fight, a 4-rounder many moons ago in 2017, he won a points decision. Guess what he's done since then? Knocked everybody out except for that 1 draw. And then when he got the rematch against Fraser, he knocked Fraser out. So the guy's power is real. His self-belief is real. He is always in a fight. We last saw him against Joe Parker. What did he do? Was losing some rounds, probably down on the cards, and then he stopped Joseph Parker. It's that Justis Huni fight for me. Why? It's because he didn't look good, didn't look great, but he never gave up on himself. And in the heavyweight division and in any fight, if you have self-belief, if you feel you're always in a fight, no matter what the scorecards say, you are a dangerous man, and both men come Saturday night are dangerous men. We will see where these chips fall. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the challenger, Triple D, Daniel Dubois, and see what he's been up to in his career. Daniel Dubois is 22-3. Of his 22 wins, 21 of them come by way of knockout. Of his 3 losses, he's been stopped 3 times. Out of 1,631 fighters in the world at heavyweight, he's ranked number 4. He's fought a career total of 100 pro rounds and carries in the ring a 95% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Dynamite, and the 28-year-old Brit is a 6'5" orthodox fighter with a 78-inch reach. He was born and raised and lives in Greenwich, London, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Usyk the second time, 23-0, got stopped in the 5th. Anthonyjoshua, 28-3, stopped him in the 5th. Filip Hrgovic, 17-0, won by stoppage in the 8th. Jarrell Miller, 26-0, stopped him in the 10th. Usyk the first time, 20-0, he got stopped in the 9th. That first Usyk fight, we replay it over and over, and finally I've stopped bringing up the video footage every time I cover Daniel Dubois, because after that fight, it was like, man, this guy looks like he stopped Usyk. You know, that body shot to me, and it's a hill I'll die on. I think it was legal. Who knows where his career would have gone? We know it was deemed illegal, and we know he ended up getting stopped a couple rounds later. We've seen sort of this phenomenon in current boxing when the one fighter has an amazing moment, and it looks like to everybody who's watching that that fighter won the fight, but then it's either deemed an illegal punch like Usyk, Dubois the first one, or a long count like Navarrete, Liam Wilson. If you remember, this is boxing though, and that's why it's so important to have a bulletproof mindset, no matter how high the highs are or how low the lows are. And in a fight, if you find yourself questioning your mindset, your belief, your chances, things usually don't go too well for you. We've seen Dubois in between rounds questioning things before. We've seen him look amazing when he looks great, and we've seen him look sort of okay when he needs to look great, and that's a worry for me. On paper, this should be a Daniel Dubois fight, meaning that the amateur pedigree, what he does really well, his skill set, how he operates in a fight, his tools, his arsenal, all of that on paper should be Daniel Dubois, should beat Fabio Wardley. But we know boxing isn't what you see on paper. A lot of the things that happen in boxing are what's going on in between the ears, how each fighter is thinking, what each fighter could overcome, and at the end of the day, who is the toughest in a firefight? These are both massive men, 6'5", 6'6". Both guys are big boys. Both guys carry punch-ending power in each hand. It's going to come down to who's the most durable, who's the most mentally fit, and who is the one who's willing to stand in the fire when those punches are being thrown, and who can take them. So it's going to be an interesting fight. Right now, let's look at the champion, Fabio Wardley, and see what he's been up to in his career. Fabio Wardley is 20-0-1. Of his 20 wins, 19 of them come by way of knockout. That one blemish, if you could call it, is a draw, which he ended up redeeming. Out of 1,631 fighters in the world at heavyweight, he's ranked number 3. He's fought a career total of 83 pro rounds and also carries in the ring a 95% career knockout to win ratio. He is the WBO World Heavyweight Champion. The 31-year-old Brit is a 6'5" orthodox fighter with a 78-inch reach. He was born and raised in Ipswich, Suffolk, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Joe Parker, 36-3, stopped him in the 11th. Justin Suney, 12-0, stopped him in the 10th. Fraser Clark the second time, stopped him in the 1st. Fraser Clark the first time, it was a draw. David Adelaide, 12-0, stopped him in the 7th. What jumps off of the paper to me, we know the stories of Fabio Wardley not having an amateur background. We know how he was a recruiter in the UK, how he took up white-collar boxing and then built a career 10 years later from just punching on with the boys in front of his mates selling tables to being a world champion, defeating legit world champions. What jumps off the paper for me is you have a draw in a back-and-forth nip-tuck fight in an 8-rounder, and you get it back, you win by an early knockout. That first fight was a tough fight. The last two victories, Justice Hooney, 11th round stoppage. Joe Parker, 11th round stoppage. What does that tell you? That tells you that this kid has ultra belief in his power. He has been adding things to his game in terms of setting punches up. When you watch his fights, everything doesn't come at one angle anymore. It's not as predictable as it used to be. His game is getting a little bit more diverse. He's a great athlete. His backhand is great. He's going to be against the odds, though, in my opinion, of skill set, pedigree, experience. I feel Dubois at his best should be able to trick Fabio into some exchanges. Will Dubois use his fight IQ against Wardley, or will it just be two big guys trying to fight each other's egos? We will know come fight night in a few days in Manchester, England. If you're not excited about this, you might not have a pulse. Guys, before I give you my prediction and go over those current Las Vegas odds, I do live streams every day In those live streams together, I take your questions, so it's another benefit of becoming a JSB Insider. You get featured on the live streams. We go over our long parlays, underdogs of the week. We cover the UFC fights. Every single fight, we go over them. In these edited Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my moneyline prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Currently on the money line, the bookies literally see this how I see this, almost a true blue 50-50 fight. Fabio Wardley does have the edge in terms of being a slight favorite on the money line. 100 on him gets you your money back plus 86 bucks. Dubois is a plus 107, meaning 100 on Daniel, you get your money back plus $107. So on the money line, Daniel Dubois is the dog. Plus money. We're always looking for underdogs here. For me, when I think about where I'm putting my money, and this isn't just this fight, this is how I look at every fight. I have to think about the psychology of each fighter. My undergrad, I have a bachelor's in psychology and sports psychology. It's a very important marker in boxing. You have to go on what you've seen from fighters in the past, what you haven't seen. The thing I've never seen was Fabio Wardley doubting himself no matter what, no matter who he's up against, and I'm betting on him to win this fight. I think it's going to come down to a mental edge. All the physicality, we talked about the height, we talked about the reach, everything's the same. The knockout to win ratio, everything's the same. The only thing that's different is Wardley's never lost, never been stopped, and Dubois lost and been stopped 3 times. So we know that this is not an echo chamber. I'm going all in. I feel at the end of the night we're going to hear "and still" for Fabio Wardley. In the comment section below, just like in the Discord, it's torn 50-50. Just so we have your receipts, all of you Daniel Dubois fans, put your name, comment below. Let me know if you like Dubois. Let me know if you like Wardley. Also, if you're feeling froggy, how is this fight going to end? Also, guys, there's fights tonight. I've broken down the Nikita Tszyu versus Oscar Diaz fight and the co-main Callum Peters versus Joshawn James. If you haven't seen those videos, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now.